Alright, so you know the drill, hopefully. I'm going to be making a me from, well, of my choosing, really. And today, I'm going to be doing Goku. And this time, I'm not going to use a reference image like the previous one that I did. So instead, I'm just going to do it completely from scratch. I'm aware that, facial features might be a little bit all over the place because, anime character facial features are obviously very unrealistic. But I'm going to do my best. So obviously we're starting with the face. I'm thinking, yeah, he definitely has a strong or sharp jawline. And he is pasty white as you can get. Yeah, that looks right so far. What about this? Well, by the end of GT he's an old man, but he doesn't have the freckles. He's immortal. The hair. God, the hair's going to be an interesting one. No, not that one. One that kind of goes all over the place and sticks out at the same time. Something like that. Yeah, that's the one. That's absolutely the one. It's the best I'm going to get. So I can either make him in base, or I can make him in Super Saiyan. You know what? I'll make him in base, and then once I've done him in base, I'll just recreate him into Super Saiyan. It's not that much of a difference anyway, but yeah. So the eyebrows. Oh god. Aren't they just these eyebrows that I've got on now? Yeah, I don't want to think too much about the eyebrows and go into really small details. So obviously they're black. I think maybe a bit lower. Will he look more relaxed? Or will he look more angry? I'm thinking about here, in the eyes. I can sort of imagine his eyes in my head, but putting it onto paper, or in this case, my television or the Wii channel. Maybe these ones? Yeah, these ones will have to be the best ones. His facial features need to be lower. His eyebrows need to be lower. And then his eyes need to be lower. Maybe further apart. Okay, we're off to a decent start. The nose. Oh, goodness. I think it's just literally this. Literally that nose. I don't think it's any of the other noses. Maybe a bit bigger and smaller. No, his nose is quite small. I mean, all of their noses are small, really, but to there, his lips. Well, I'll just imagine him smiling, so probably this one. He looks a bit devious, doesn't he? He looks like he's about to pull a prank and bloody eat your dog or something. Okay, that looks fine. I'll adjust them as I go on, but I think for now that looks okay. And what are these? These are just beards and stuff. Well, that one time he came out the hyperbolic time chamber with Vegeta, training for a few years before I went back to the future to fight Zamasu and Goku Black, he did have that beard, so that kind of fits, but not for this context. Honestly, that might just be it. That's fine. His height, though, isn't he like 5'9", 5'10"? He's not that tall. Then again, I'm 5'10", 5'11", so I'd say that's like 6'1" or 6'2". Just trying to make it as realistic as possible. I'd say about there. And he is ripped, but then again, he is slim. A slim ripped. He's jacked. He's shredded. About there. I think that's fine. What's this? Favourite colour? I'll go orange for his gi. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, now I'm in doubt. I don't know, in some pictures of freeze frames, his facial features look massively different to how they should be. But I guess that's just animation inconsistency and not really my problem. Is that too much? Is that too much upwards? Rotated upwards? It might be. I think I also need to separate the eyes and the eyebrows a bit more as well. Okay, there. I think that's good. Let me check the nose again. I'm thinking there. Can I do something else with the lips? I mean, or the mouth? Is there a mouth that looks like he's screaming? I mean, that's probably the best one, isn't it? Or that one. Oh! Yeah, it's probably the best one. Or is his mouth too big? That's probably the best one I'm gonna go for. It's weird because you think of a certain anime character's facial features, and you don't really think about it that much when you have to recreate it. It's really weird. Maybe it's that? Nah, it's not that. Just go back to that and put that there. Maybe that wasn't to be up. No, because like the top of his eyes are like overlapping his eyebrows. Sort of. There. I think the men look a little bit more menacing. So that works. His eyes are black in base. Is there any... if there was a slightly redder tone of hair, then I'd probably try Super Saiyan God, but that doesn't look too good. I could do Ultra Instinct. No, that might look a bit off. He might just look old. I don't know. But I think that's fine for now. When's his birthday? Ah, it doesn't matter. I think it's like... is it March or April? Something? I don't know, but I think he looks fine. We'll mingle. And we'll leave that as that. I do want to see what Super Saiyan looks like, however, though. So we got the... can't speak. The yellow eyebrows. The green eyes. Ooh, okay. And then the yellow. He doesn't even look Super Saiyan, really. I think base is probably the best. And then everything else is the same. Or I could just do that because he looks a little bit more serious. I don't know. I'll just stick with base. I think base does look better. Yeah, that looks loads better. Have I got this right? I haven't checked this. Do I have this right? I do remember. Well, obviously they all have sharp jawlines, but especially Cell. But yeah, we'll stick with that. So yeah, that's our recreation of Goku into the Miiverse. I'm quite happy with it, honestly. Hang on, I need to have a look at it close up again. Just so I can give it a good and proper rating. I haven't done much with the nose, actually. Is there anything else I can do with the nose without making it look too ridiculous? Doesn't his nose stick out a little bit, though? No, because he doesn't have that type of nose. It literally is just a small but pointy nose. Certainly not that, because that looks weird. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's done. So... honestly, there isn't much you can do with this, as I thought there would be. Like, I've looked at everything that I think you could do, and I've tried it all, and I thought there'd be a lot more to work with, but I think with what I have worked with and what I've got, I think this is the best I could have done. What about the mouth? Definitely not that hairstyle. No, that one probably is the best. I'm just gonna double check. No. No. Goku with friggin' dreadlocks, and then all the rest are females. Unless the female hairstyles work with Goku? Maybe? Nah, I don't think so. Right, anyway. So now that that's done and sorted, I think I've come to the conclusion that this me that I've made is a 7 out of 10. I wanted to rate it a 6, but then I thought, well, I think that'd be too harsh to give it a 6, because I've done the best with what I've got. And giving it a 6 would feel a bit harsh. And 8, obviously. Maybe if I was a little bit better at this, then maybe I'd have the brain and mental capacity to try different options. You know, with the eyes and going to like really, the really fine accuracies and details. But yeah, a 7 out of 10. Yeah, a 7 out of 10 is perfectly fine as it is. So if you watching this video want to comment on me that maybe you want me to create, then just let me know and I'll make it. Or I'll just keep making me's of me's that I have in mind anyway. I've already made you. I've made King Cobra, who died recently. R.I.P. the goat. And I made... yes, I obviously made Beef Boss. I mean, that's an obvious one. And I also made, who I didn't record, Cyrax. The loveliest person you'll ever meet in the world, trust me. I know. Anyway, yeah, that'll be it for that. That'll be it for this video, and I'll have another one where I create these me's, because honestly I do enjoy creating these me's and trying to figure out what the best thing for me to do is for each of these me's. But yeah, that'll be it for this one, and I'm done.
I have seen death right in front of me. I have faced death.